Welcome back, Gutted Guzzi, and it's not the only one that's gutted. Yeah, I think we all are to some degree. Bugger wouldn't start, would it? Well, we have established, as with the Honda CB750, we have no spark. Yeah, that's nothing coming out of there whatsoever. Disappointing. I suppose the good news, if there was any, while we were cranking it over and over and over, all these oil lines held up. No leaks there. That's assuming we got oil in it, I suppose. Never fear, Chris is here. Well, he's not actually here yet, but he's on his way. Yes, together we are going to be looking at all of these actually. All the non-starters. Yeah, as I've said before, there comes a time when you have to just kind of admit defeat, realise the limitations of your skills, whether that's just diagnostics or actually fixing it, and getting somebody who knows more than you do to help you out. There's no shame in asking for help. But before he arrives, here's what we've basically messed with, right? We put in a new rectifier. We put in a lithium battery, which I understand might be an issue. And of course we disconnected the coils and reconnected the coils. And that's all we've done. And now we've got no spark. Right, one down, 2 to go. Well, actually 4 to go. That's another story. Yes, Chris has taken the Guzzi to diagnose exactly why we're not getting a spark. Of course, there's lots of things that we messed around with. He's going to check one by one systematically. Starting with a battery, as per your comments, Marco, the lithium style battery may not be suitable at all, which would be disappointing because we might have to revert to like the house brick size battery. Anyway, stay tuned and we'll find out what's wrong with it. Anyway, I'm happy to report, contrary to my dear friend Mr. Mills, that Chris thought it was a very nice looking bike and I'd done a nice job. So there you go, Mr. Mills. Anyway, now I think we can safely say that I'm more of a cosmetic surgeon than a brain surgeon, but thankfully Chris fills in that gap for me. Chris's initial investigations discovered the fact that I'd left the ground lead off the rectifier, so that didn't help the matter, obviously. But having hooked that up, we've still got issues. The battery is good, he's quite happy about that. And then he turned his attention to the ignition system itself, which is a little different, being a 1975 motorcycle. Lights I've never seen before actually. It's actually got a little distributor, and he opened everything all up and he said literally a can of worms. Long and short, he decided we should probably try new condensers and points, and he's got a point. Yeah. So I found these on eBay, so brand new set of condenser points, and I also found the self-same thing actually slightly cheaper after I'd ordered it on a great website for Moto Guzzi's Crusty Cycles, I think it was. They also do distributor parts and stuff like that, so yeah, crustycycles.com, something like that, if you're looking for those kind of parts for your Guzzi and other parts, I believe. Anyway, yeah, they are, they've arrived. I don't want to fit them, so Chris is going to do that, because being points and everything, I'm guessing you have to mess around with feeler gauges and set the right point size thing. Gap. Points gap. That's the word I was looking for. For Christ's sake, man. Anyway, good news. I've just got off the blower to Christopher himself. He said the old condensers were completely knackered and it was a miracle it ever started in the first place. Having fitted the new condensers, he was getting a spark. But problems with the timing. He'd removed the distributor, which is not easy to get to. If you remember, it's kind of buried in between the two cylinders and all that mess with oil things and coils. and there was no information in the manual as to how to kind of set the timing, which was a little bit disappointing. However, we found this amazing video. I'll try and remember to leave a link in the description for it, where this gentleman points out the meaning of the hieroglyphics up there on the flywheel, and what to set to what at what point. So hopefully Chris is going to get it started and he'll be back soon. Then he can take away one of these and do the same magic with that. Good news, I've just got off the blower with Chris, the magician, and the Guzzi is up and running. The condensers were indeed totally screwed, and even with the new ones fitted, it wasn't that simple. It turns out that you can put everything on like 180 degrees and it will still kind of run, and that's obviously how we received the bike. Arse about face, as us Brits like to say. Ass backwards, I believe, is the translation. So when Chris put it all back as it was, he found out later from another genius in California, who's a Moto Guzzi 850T expert, that this was probably the case. There's not much online about this, and Chris is not going to divulge all the ins and outs either. But the reality is you can have everything kind of back to front and it will still kind of run. But it obviously runs a lot better when it's the right way around. And that's what we've got. Would you like to see it? Oh, but just before we do, the other interesting thing that came about with Chris was the whole crisscross fuel lines that were originally on the bike, which he's kind of disconnected and just gone straight from the petcock to the carburetor on each side. Considerably safer in his a very valuable opinion. I was always a bit unsure about it myself, and he kind of confirmed that it's pretty much unnecessary, honestly. You know, just don't let it get so low on fuel. There's an issue. Funny, actually, having never come across it before, we've got it on the latest project, the CB350, where this has these connectors to join with a hose between the two sides of the tank. Yeah, go on. Yes, folks, it's back. It runs. What an amazing adventure, I guess. A journey. Needs a bit of a clean up. Anyway, once we've cleaned it up, we can ship it out. And there's our simplified fuel delivery on that side and on the other side. Much better. As always, it's been a fun project, trials and tribulations, ups and downs, but we got there in the end. Those of you who've watched the full saga, I thank you very much indeed. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down here if you haven't already, and of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.